So I'm Darren, I'm technical program manager, and I'm sort of responsible for all things technical, mainly in software development and increasingly AI. So NetMonkeys is an IT company focusing on traditional IT, but also software services and AI. So I think it's a few things that have sort of collided at the same time. I think the tools have become really usable and really accessible for people. Where traditionally you might have to be really good at prompting them. Now you can just have a sort of a natural conversation with some of these tools like Claude and ChatGPT to get insights into almost like a replacement for Google searching, but then also more so to automate tasks like help people with complex formulas in Excel, or how to understand insights in complex documents like contracts. So yeah, I think it's becoming just more accessible and more everyday. So my workshop is going to focus on some bit of fun. So what you can have fun with some AI, but then also some practicality of how you can get it to help automate some of your everyday mundane tasks in your role. I think it's probably both at the same time. So I think if you've got you'll have like a group or a team within the business that are really AI advocates and are pushing it forwards and are using it in pushing it in new ways every week. And then you'll have probably, C-suite managers that are probably a little bit more skeptical, maybe not really sure what the ROI is just yet. So I think you've probably got two camps within the same business that are probably skeptical and also really driving it. So I think a replacement for the traditional Google search where, you type in whatever you were looking for and have to trawl through a number of links to find your answer. Now you just ask and you get the answer. So I think that's probably the most obvious one. But then it's more around actually understanding insights in data as well, I think is probably the one that's coming up next. So giving it an Excel, for example, of loads of flat data and it understanding and helping you visualize some of that data. So we have our own platform that we're building internally called Lumos AI, which is actually a conversational analytics tool, which is quite exciting. You can just talk to your data. So I think the biggest impact is more on the agentic side of AI. I think there's been a lot of talk about AGI, which is general intelligence, but I think more about automating those mundane tasks to get people back to some more of the creative work, more of the pushing themselves forward in their roles, rather than concentrate on, on downloading some data and understanding it in Excel. So more around the automation, I think, is really going to push the UK economy forward over the next 3 to 5 years. So I think obviously the AI market is dominated by US at the moment. I think China is definitely the up and coming. But I think with the current political landscape and geopolitics, I think European-based AI companies are going to get more and more important over the next 3 to 5 years. One of which comes to mind is Mistral, which is got some amazing frontier models, and it's only going to get better over that time as more investment is driven to stay local. I think NetMonkeys is positioned in a really interesting place because we have different verticals in the business. So we have the traditional IT, we have software development services and AI. So we can draw on all of those to help our existing customer base and new customers understand, okay, here's your problem in your business and this is how AI can solve it. And a lot of that can be done remotely without needing any sort of travel across the country or anything. And we have lots of people in turn that can help understand where the gaps are in your business and do a consultancy approach to it with real people, rather than just pushing you onto AI and say, prompt it until you get the answer you want. So we can help you understand where those gaps are and how AI can solve some of them for you. Yeah, so I think the easiest one to start with is understanding if you take Excel again, for as an example, that's such a time burn in many businesses. And it's almost like a joke at this point, isn't it, that it's Excel hell. I think that's always a good place to start, because 9 times out of 10, some of these tools that have a co-work ability can automate some of these tasks for you. Even if they get to 80% of the way there, not 100%, that's still 80% less than you're having to do on that task today. And we can I'll help you identify those processes, which would, by spending time with you, understanding your business, understanding where your pay points are, and then we can recommend a plan to implement, say, something like Microsoft Copilot that lives in Excel, or something like Claude if you need something more powerful. We can help you make that choice.